Well, let's get this one thing straight. This isn't just any gossip. This is betrayal, and that too in its ugliest form. So, today we're going to talk about the recent case that you guys might have heard about, the wizard Liz, and how she got cheated on by her husband while she's 4 months pregnant. But we all know this one thing, that pregnancy is nothing cute or aesthetic, but it's actually vulnerability at level 100. Hormones are practically screaming in your head, right? Making you go crazy. Your emotions are heightened, all right? And you're feeding a child, okay? You are growing a baby inside your own freaking womb for the man that you love and for, of course, yourself too. But you get cheated on. And to be honest, the worst part is that she thought she had a future with that guy, okay? She's 4 months pregnant. And no, he's not just a bad boyfriend that you can just, let it go. No, he is supposed to be the father, or he was supposed to be the father of the child she's carrying in her womb. Well, he was supposed to protect her, to take care of her, but instead he did what? Cheated on her, embarrass her, and embarrass. This is such a huge embarrassment. Like, she showed him up. She introduced him to all of us, her audience. She trusted him, and he broke her trust. This is such a lame move, Landon. Such a lame move. Imagine this, you are trying to create a life with someone out there, and that person is just betraying you behind your back, creating chaos for you, and at such a vulnerable time of your life. This is this, it feels really bizarre. Maybe it's a planned out move or something, I don't know, but this is so bizarre, and no human, no female deserves to go through any of this shit. As a woman, most of us actually dream of having a safe space where our children can grow comfortably. As a woman, as a mother, she would have also dreamed of a house where her husband will be treating her daughter in the right manner. They'll be raising a child together. Every time she'll look at that child, she will get the live reminder of how she got cheated and betrayed while she was so vulnerable. Just like she did not get the love of her father, her daughter will also not be able to get the love of her father, which is really sad. Well, now let's talk about the ripple effect, how it affects the other people, her followers, that is basically girls, of course, mostly women, how it affects us in general. But like, we used to feel like, okay, she is the woman who sets the bar high, who raised us into believing that we can have, we have to set high standards to save ourselves. But now something so disheartening happens that crushes the entire reality. We thought that having high standards can save us from such cruelty. But now this happens. Now what? When the leader herself got cheated on, what can we do now? Now we're looking up to her for her next move. Oh my god, she has so much burden to carry right now. Not just about the child, not just about her emotions and her mental stability, but also this. That's such a big damage, not just to her heart and her emotions and her feelings, her future, but also to our collective hopes of having a right man in our lives, of having a good man in our lives. Now, of course, many people are going to doubt this, that is it even possible to find a good man, after all of that drama that he pulled up. I don't know if he was acting up the whole time to, to being the best, of being the best man, of being such a good man, such a loving man, such a caring man. Now we're gonna, of course, we're gonna doubt every action made by a man. But that is really stupid. Well, the gag is that she's still teaching us, not through the pretty videos or the cute quotes, but through the silence and through the pain. It's not like she's not trying to get even with him. She is moving away from him. With one hand carrying the child and one hand carrying her dignity. The hard choice, of course, very hard. But at least she's proving it to us that we cannot lose our minds like this. We have to stand up again and move on again. If it's for the sake of our peace and for the sake of the child and for the sake of our future. Because she's not choosing glamour, she's not choosing any pettiness of people. She's choosing peace over scandal. She could have said that, okay, go. on his Instagram, and which already most of us people are doing. We're bashing him and we are shaming him for, of course, he should be shamed because he deserves all of that shame. But even after all of this that has happened, she has clearly mentioned under her posts and, of course, in her community posts and stuff on Instagram stories that we should leave him alone, that we should not go after him, you know, that we should not shame him, or we should not, hate him. If that child turns out to be a daughter, and that's the best part. Her daughter will know how to stand up for herself. Her mother will be a live example for that, a walking example of how to choose standards, how to set standards, and how to choose peace and ourselves. So, whoever is watching this video, listen to this very carefully. Just because a man could not see your worth, that does not mean you're not worth it. Okay? Queens, of course, queens do get betrayed too. But they do not crumble, they rise. And you have to rise too, for your sake. Well, this was She Talks, and this story is a proof that you cannot destroy a woman who has already chosen herself.